Aska Matsumiya, you composed the score for I'm Your Woman. This movie subverts the wife trope in crime dramas and focuses on the woman instead of the man. Was that something that drew you to the project?
I wouldn't say that was the only reason, but I definitely, being a mother myself, it was the main character transforms from a very different kind of woman to learning to transform into a mother. And yeah, I feel like it was definitely something that I was really drawn to the script and the aesthetic of the film, and it was definitely, I wouldn't say that was the focus of it, but I was just generally very drawn to the story.
Did you have discussions with Julia Hart and Rachel Brosnahan, who stars and produces it, about the score beforehand?
I read the script and I spoke to Julia on the phone upon reading the script, and it was really interesting because as I was speaking to her, everything that I read on the script kind of came together, and I heard what later became the main theme of the film. Like, I heard melody, and I actually paused to record a voice memo of the melody while I was speaking to Julia, because I just felt so synchronized as with her for the ideas that she had and what she was seeing.
That's what you want, right? When it just comes to you and you just have to stop everything to get it
Yeah,
out.
I was like, let me get the voice memo, and I recorded it on my phone, and then I put it together, and then I shared with Julia, and I got the job.
Like, hold on, I have to put you on hold and record.
Yeah.
So was that like the piano cue? Because there's like a piano theme throughout. I mean, there's a lot of versatility your use of the piano, because you have this gentle piano cues for like the lighter moments, and then in intense moments, it's kind of ominous and foreboding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the piano melody that came. Was the one that.
So how did you land on using the piano for it and not? Was that just what you heard when you came to your head?
That is what I just heard, and I also felt like that really matched the main character. Mm-hmm. The instrumentation, but because she was going through transformation of empowerment, and I wanted to kind of mix more of a masculine tone, and that's where more the ominous stuff and electronic stuff, and I kind of wanted to find a balance of very feminine and masculine score.
So what other instruments did you use for those parts?
Lots of electronic instruments, and I also use lots of strings, but I would very speed them and make it really, really slow and bounce it many times. Like, I did lots of weird processing to find that, like a really dark tone, but that still has depths.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, the story is about Jean coming into her own and having agency, and you can hear that reflected in the music. So how did you go about developing that, like through the movie and through the score?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I'm not good with words. I'm better with music. How did I develop that through the film?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it develops through the film, because I feel like from the beginning there is a hint of both of her, who she is and who she's going to become. I feel like there's always a hint of it from the beginning of the film. I guess like towards the end, there's like a cue that I bring in when she finds the Harry again. There's this sense of like her really connecting to becoming a mother, and yeah, but I'm not sure if I answered your question right.
Well, because it just shows like the change in her by the end, because she does learn. She's not very domestic in the beginning, and you kind of see more of that and how she learns to become a mother at the end. Well, there's this a big set piece at the end too, with a car chase, and the score is very big and matches that. So how did you go about writing that one?
How did I go about writing it? I guess I really just wanted to capture the intensity of what they were feeling in the car chase. And I don't know. I'm so horrible at this. I'm sorry. I don't know how I write any of the music, because it's not something that I think about so much. It's something that I feel more than thinking. And when oftentimes it's either like script or footage, when I read the script or when I watch it, it's something that I instantly is able to express musically what I feel. So, it's kind of like, for me, the process is more the how do I share what I'm hearing inside as, as clear as and intense as I hear in my head.
Well, it seems like, this really came, I guess, easily to you, like, since you heard, in your mind, like during the phone call, like what you wanted to do. So how long did it take for you to score the whole movie? Like, what was it, like a quick project for you, or did you run into, any like speed bumps along the way? And
there was like some cues that we had to do a couple of times, but overall it was pretty smooth from the beginning for this film. I wouldn't say like that's probably the case for every film, but for this one, it really felt like we were just on, like, our vision was very aligned from the very beginning. So it was a pretty smooth process for us.
So what were those cues that you had to rework?
I think some of the cues, it was towards the end when she finds the baby again, like, and when she walks out from that cabin, that cue was the only cue that I had to redo many, many times, because musically I was speaking too much, and that was like the challenge. And I feel like sometimes maybe that's always a challenge, is you don't want to overshare the feeling of the emotion, because you always want to give space for the audience to feel what they might feel. And that balance was difficult for that scene.
So what did you do to rectify that? You just toned it down and stripped it back more?
I really simplified it a lot and gives more space for the audience for that, because that is the last scene, one of the last scenes in the film. So
is that, do you maybe think, like, because it is the last scene, like there's like added pressure to like end on a good note, like, no pun intended, but it's like, the last piece that viewers are gonna hear?
Or like it's like the opposite. It's like not ending, not let the music end the feeling, but maybe let it. I feel like I ended not on particularly like good note, or it was maybe open ended.
What was your favorite piece to compose?
When she finds Harry, the emotion of like connecting with your baby, that was really that was a cue that I really connected with, because I'm a mother, and I really felt it within myself as I was writing that cue.
So I mean, those, like, you mean at the end, right?
At the end, it's when she opens the floor, and then she finds him again. That cue was, I really connected with emotionally the most.
And then you had like the hard one, the last one at the end. So
yeah, that one we did. I revised many times,
back to back. So
yeah.
All right, Aska. Well, it was great speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you back here in a little bit.